Welcome back to Homegrown Gold. There's lambs everywhere and you need to start thinking about what you're going to feed them. Dave and Tozzie return with an expert each. This episode's going to be slightly more technical, but just as fun. Stay tuned.
What a beast of a horse. Hey Dave, how are you?
Good, Bruce, how's yourself?
Yeah, good. What a beast of a horse.
Yeah.
Hey? What are you going to do with this?
Well, I'm breaking in a new pack horse because you never know when you might need one.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
No, bloody good of you to come out.
Cool. We're going to have a look at some stuff and make some plans, huh?
Yeah. There's a few things that aren't going quite as well as they should be, really.
Let's get some answers.
I need a hand.
Brilliant. Brilliant. You're going to help?
She'll help later, I'm pretty sure, but let's go and have a look, shall we?
Cool.
Yep, bloody good.
G'day, I'm Bruce Patterson, Area Manager for Western North Island for Barenbrug. Been in the job for 13 years, absolutely loving it. And at the moment, it's a ball of fun. I'm working with Robbo here in Hunterville, and we've got a bit of a challenge to show how we can do a little bit better than Tozzie down in the Wairarapa. Barenbrug are really stepping into the sheep and beef industry, and we're discussing what Dave needs from his farm and what we can do rolling ahead.
What is a pasture health check and how do we do it?
Cool. So Barenbrug offered a bit of a service to farmers, and it's really getting on farm to understand what's happening rather than looking in a book or seeing what's coming on the TV. So a pasture health check is what we do. We get the farmer to come out, tell us where they are, we go and visit, dig a few holes, look at their pasture, understand their business too, pretty important with a pasture health check, knowing what they do. A couple of hours, maybe 3 hours. I'll even bring some smoko or lunch if you're a good bugger, and we'll talk the talk on the grass, and it's no obligation, it's absolutely free, even the smoko and lunch is free.
Yes.
And I'll tell you steps forward, or tell the farmer steps forward to get back into good health with the pasture.
So if we do a sort of an abridged pasture check here right now, can you tell me what you can see in my pasture and what have I done wrong and what do I need to do better?
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got a real mixed species in here, and that's one of the important things with the pasture health check, is we talk to the farmer about what's in their pasture. And components like legume, why is there not enough legume? And then it all fleshes out from that. You talk about why the legume needs to be there, how it can be improved, well, why isn't it there? We'll ask questions like soil fertility. You got a good handle on your soil fertility. What have you been doing? You know, for all I know, you might be sowing a multitude of species, so you don't want to try and get rid of them if you're actually thinking they're a benefit. But the objective of the pasture health check is like a human health check. Make sure everything's okay and everything's in working order, and if something needs tweaking, we tweak it.
Yeah, so what we did here was, this is last year's chicory and we just drilled the Hogan straight in, and the Hogan's gone really well, but this paddock's been full of weeds and it just doesn't do. It should, but it doesn't.
Your fertility's good. I can see that in what's growing here, you know. And you're obviously using a bit of N. It's a little bit of compaction. Your chicory plant's growing out side roots, quite a lot of side root, but that's not too bad. That's a reasonably good bloody tap root. Did you show this to Tozzie?
Yeah, and then we went over
to
and we went to his place. I mean, that guy's got it dialed in. I mean, I just feel like a rank amateur compared to that fella. I really want you to just lift our game here if you can.
Grass is grass to you guys, you know.
Yes.
But look a bit closer at some of the species you've got on there, and I would say of all the problems you've got on these lovely flats, you've got a lot of native grass to deal with. And we've got to get our head around that. How can we control it?
Look at all this stinky mayweed.
Weeds, broadleaf weeds, yep. Where we're going with the chicory is once you got chicory, it's bloody hard to get rid of. So if we start talking about a different crop here,
oh, wow.
we're going to start talking about how we're going to deal with this piece, because we don't want him in the way.
So this is the first year that we've done kale. I'm really pleased with it. We've put a heap of lambs finished off this, and then the cattle are coming around for the second go on it, and it's been really great. But the question is, what do I do next?
Yep. What's your plans for this paddock, Dave? Where are you looking forward into the future for this paddock? You want to crop again, or what's the goal?
Well, I think the goal for the whole farm is to try and have perennial ryegrass and a really big dose of clover through it.
Yep. So brassica after brassica for a summer crop after what you had here is a no-go.
Right.
There's just too many issues with diseases and problems like that. However, I've got an idea, is to get it into legumes for your summer crop, and then we'll get your perennial ryegrass into it in the autumn. It's setting it up to be a good perennial pasture.
So when you say legumes, you're talking clover?
Clover, yep.
Well, that's bloody good, because I've got that little wager with Mr. Tozzie, and we need to win that. So it's about who can get the best clover established in their pasture at the end of the summer.
Yep.
And there's another paddock up the top farm, and I want to take you up there now, because we need to beat this bugger.
We'll give him a good go for his money, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, here we are up at what we call the top farm. It's 50 k's from the other farm down the valley, 600 hectares. This is the easy side of the farm. The other side's quite steep. A mate of mine said grow some kale, so we threw that in over there on these paddocks, and it was just fantastic. Feed we had in February was amazing. This paddock here, very easy country, but just doesn't grow grass. I don't know why.
Species, that's one of the points of pasture health check. Tell you what you got, what you need to do to get to where you want to go. You haven't got a sore ass from riding 50 k's from one farm to the other.
Very, very keen to do something with this paddock here. That paddock there is the one we've got the wager on with Tozzie. So we need to get the clover in there really well. So tell me what let's win.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're talking. Let's get it right. Cut no corners. Do the job right, and we'll take them to the cleaner.
Yes.
No worries. Looking at this paddock, Dave, when you spray out, you're going to spray all these pocketed areas as well, like a complete sprayer?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where your aerial application is going to be concentrated.
Well, we did all that with the helicopter.
Yep.
I mean, the easy bits, the direct drill went round there. You can actually see it has struck better where the drill's gone.
Yeah.
But I also know the deer just absolutely hammer the shit out of that. But the idea would be to do the same this year, only try and do it better.
Yep.
Sounds like Robbo's got some big plans, especially for his competition paddock. Let's head over to the opposition and see what they have in store.
Hi, I'm Laura Akers. My husband and I farm on a sheep and beef farm in Manawatu. I've been working for Barenbrug for 17 years. It's a really long time, showing my age. I'm here today as part of Team Tozzie at Te Awa. We are looking at Tozzie's flats and what we're going to do in the spring here, and then we're going to head up into the hills, talk about how we can get them producing better and really working for him, and we're going to talk about using some new technology as well, so pretty excited about that. So Tozzie, we're here on your flats. They're looking pretty good. They look amazing actually. You've only got 8% of flats here on your farm. Can you tell us what you've done here to make sure that they are performing?
I choose a variety that is a winter active, a tetraploid that's clover friendly type of thing, and we've tried a number of varieties, and every year I get the fancy brochures saying that everyone's products are the best and that type of thing, and it's really confusing as a farmer to know which ones to choose. So I sat down with my local rep. We opened up the National Forage Index trial data to see what was performing at the top. There was a standout variety there that really did stand out, and to me independent trials is the best, I guess, answer. So we decided to give Forge a go, and it's performed awesome. It's been really good. Grown through the winter. It's like I say, clover friendly, and it's just been a real winner. And we're doing a pretty good job here on the flats and with our varieties and management. And system sort of works pretty well with this country. But when you've got 8% that's cultivatable, and then you've got the rest of it that's not, that to me is our biggest opportunity. So I guess what I'd love to do is try and get as much of this quality up into the hills, and looking for your advice and some, what can we potentially achieve?
Well, it's a really cool opportunity to move up into the hills. I'm really excited because there's some good technology now. We've talked about drones, using a drone to do that. I know you're a huge fan of legumes, so let's try and get some really good legume content up there, some nice new grass varieties, and really get it cranking along.
Yeah, cool, because I think it'd be really cool to even see if we can just get away with just using introduce your legumes. Yep. And maybe we do one where we coat them and we chuck some pasture in with them as well. Yep. And do them side by side and see, you know, what we can really get cranking up there.
Awesome.
So here's our curly one for you, Laura.
It's quite wet, isn't it?
It is very, very wet. So we've got drainage issues which we're going to look to try and rectify in the next year or so, but we sow summer crops for our ewe lambs, like I've said, and I guess we're just looking at varieties. You know, can we go for a kale or a leafy turnip? I've given up with the rape just because I've had really bad rape scald issues. Yep. And just that maturity with a kale is gold. So looking for any sort of options. It's an incredibly wet paddock right through these dips for quite a long period, and like the spraying contractors who can have issues getting stuck in the little dips and hollows and stuff like that, and then even the tractor can have issues. Is a drone an option for, obviously spraying's an option, but what about for sowing? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it is an option. There are just some things to think about in terms of the drone. There's the cost of the drone, the ballistics of the seed, so having a coating on those. It's really important to get soil to seed contact, so having a mob to come through afterwards and trample the seed into the soil. That is a way that you're able to get into this paddock sooner and get a crop underway, established before it gets too dry. There are issues here obviously with how wet it is now. I think you said earlier about how it has gone from wet to dry, or can go wet to dry. But in saying that, it stays kind of summer safe.
So we're sort of targeting end of January, early February for feeding, yep. And making sure we get the hoggets up to mating weight.
Cool. And so a leafy turnip is an option there, as you said, and also the kale. And the kale gives you a bit more flexibility with how you graze it. Yep. So you can get multiple grazings off that and then shut it up if you need to for late autumn, winter.
Yeah, right.
But
yep.
Being a wet paddock might not be a great idea.
No, probably not.
No.
Well, that's a bit of a work on for here. Let's go and have a look at the project where I want to kick Robbo's ass up in the hills.
Let's do it.
This is our competition paddock.
Love it.
This is where we need to beat those guys up in Hunterville. Like, it's beautiful limestone country. It's freaking awesome. Produces some of the best lambs up in this country, and we use it for our ewe lambs over the summertime. But buddy, no legumes, and we've been ravaged by piranha this year. I guess, yeah, it's just about how can we try and get some of that stuff there that we've looked at, the forage and the clovers and stuff, up into this type of country.
Yeah, well, there's the challenge, huh? I guess we're looking at using a drone.
Yep.
Flying some seed on. I mean, we haven't got the legumes here now, but there's a chance we can fly them on. This is open after the piranha damage. That's an opportunity to rectify that, I suppose. Yep. So my thoughts are we will spray out this paddock with the drone, sit it there for 6 to 8 weeks over summer, and spray again if we have the weeds come up, and get in there with some nice modern variety of perennial ryegrass. Yep. And a good few clovers in there as well.
Which clovers are you thinking, reckon?
So some reds and whites, and maybe chuck a sub in.
Yep.
And I'd like to see a little bit of cocksfoot in here too. The new cocksfoots are the next generation. They are just beautiful.
Cool. Okay, now I'm keen to try that.
Okay.
It'd be really good to also maybe we do a paddock side by side where we don't do any spraying.
Yep.
And we see if we can manage in some legumes in there. So no actual spraying, but just straight broadcast, hoof and tooth, back to the old school way.
Brilliant. Sounds fun. Cool. Looking forward to that.
Excellent. Laura, I'm a pretty competitive person.
No. Really?
Yeah, no I am. And I really want to beat these buggers. So come up with the best brew that we can come up for that is going to take out those Hunterville fellas. You know, when we do win this, it's not going to be just Robbo that's going to go down. It's going to be Bruce as well.
Excellent. So I want to see that.
I want to see.
I'll pay to see that.
Being pushed out of a plane or something along
with
those
a parachute?
lines. Probably.
It's all going on at Te Awa Awa. Laura and Tozzie are a great team. Stick around for the next episode of Homegrown Gold.